Can you all hear me okay? I'm a little short, so I got to reach for the mic here. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Anna Lopez. I am currently the Chair Commissioner for the Delaware Commission of Veterans Affairs. And on behalf of the Delaware Commission of Veterans Affairs, our at-large commissioners, our Office of Veteran Services, we welcome you to today's ceremony. Veterans Day is set aside to honor America's veterans and has origins dating back to the end of World War I. Today, we gather to honor not just Delaware veterans, but all veterans who serve this nation with pride and with honor. To begin our ceremony, we would like to give a warm welcome to our governor, the Honorable John Carney.
Well, and I feel for you. Nobody listens to me anymore either. But when General Vavala gets up there and says, "Take your seats," people sit down. Yesterday, we were at the memorial service in celebration of our former governor, Ruth Ann Minner. And our congresswoman was up there trying to get some praise and response. Not very successfully, I must tell you, because it was kind of a lame group with respect to that. We're liable to get that a little bit later. It's really great to be back here in person. And I actually can see your faces, so I know who you are. And we're in the place that we're supposed to be on November the 11th. We don't have a crowd as big as we normally do, but that's okay, because we're all here. And I want to acknowledge and thank our congressional delegation and all the elected officials for joining us today, particularly our congressional delegation. Our partnership with them is so incredibly important, particularly when it comes to veteran services and all things veterans. It's great to be here with our Lieutenant Governor. I've been coming to this event as an elected official for 20 years now. It's hard to believe. I came initially as a young staff person for then Senator Joe Biden, but I feel the need to be with all of you this morning more, I think, than any other year that we've been together. And that's in part because what we've been through over the last 20 months and the challenges that we still face. Let me acknowledge the congressional delegation, our Gold Star families, if they could stand and be recognized for their vigilance and the reminder of the ultimate sacrifice. And all the other veterans, if you would stand with your hats on and let us salute all of you. Please stand and be recognized as we salute you. This is your day. This is why we're here. Thank you for serving. You know, we don't have this ceremony without the DRBA, their staff, Tom Cook, Sam, the chair, all of you. Thank you for what you do. Our Secretary of State, Jeff Bullock, he's here somewhere. Jeff, thank you for your staff and all that you do to make this happen. To our Veterans Commission, please stand up and be recognized. And Anna, our acting chair, there she is behind me. Special recognition for Josh Maddox, who's the new executive director of our Office of Veterans Affairs. Josh, stand up, Josh, so everybody can see you. Our Wilmington VA Medical Center. Let's put our hands together. Where's Vince? Is he here?
He's sick.
He's not feeling well. Thank you for coming. Unbelievable partners. And of course, I have a lot to say in a minute about our Delaware Army and Air National Guard. But their leader, General Mike Berry, and his whole team, his whole command team is here, especially his wife, Brigadier General Karen Berry is here as well. Please stand and be recognized. You too. I'd like to take a minute, if I can, to acknowledge the state emergency response team to COVID-19, the professionals at our Division of Public Health, our hospital and healthcare workers across the state, our nursing home and long-term care facility workers, and especially this morning, our VA Medical Center there outside of Wilmington, who've protected and cared for our veterans over the last 20 months. I want to thank Vince, who's not with us, he's not feeling well, I'm told, who's been part of our hospital calls on a weekly basis and more recently, periodically. He's just done an unbelievable job leading the effort there at our VA Medical Center. I'm also extremely proud of the work our Veterans Home is doing. Secretary Bullock, if you could express our appreciation to Carol Earhart and her staff there. I'm told not a single resident passed away from COVID-19 since the pandemic started. That's an extraordinary record. One of the great honors as governor is to serve as the commander-in-chief of the Delaware National Guard. And I've been so proud of the work of our guardsmen and women over the past year. Whatever you ask, they do. No job is too tough. This past 20 months of COVID-19 has been a time of resilience, strength, and resolve for all of us. These are the qualities that veterans, all of you, and their families know so well. Fortunately, they're also the values that power our Delaware Army and Air National Guard. This has been an extremely busy, that was a salute in case you're wondering. It's been an extremely busy year for the Guard, from the deployments overseas to the deployment to Washington, D.C. on January 6th, to security for the inauguration of President Biden, to the streets of Wilmington in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida. All of this as the Guard continues to be the backbone of Delaware's response to COVID. General Berry, your troops have come up big, as they always do. General Berry regularly shares with me examples of incredible service above and beyond of our Guardsmen and women. One such example is that of Specialist Jun Cho. His is a special story. He is one of the members of the National Guard who immediately volunteered to support the security response efforts in Washington on January 6th. But this deployment meant that he would have a ceremony which was scheduled at the same time in Philadelphia. In a great example of our partnership with the congressional delegation, General Berry's team got help from Captain Brendan Mackey in Senator Coons' office, who helped find a federal judge so that Specialist Cho could be sworn in as a U.S. citizen while he was deployed with the Guard in Washington, D.C. General Berry sent me a Facebook post of Specialist Cho taking the naturalization Pledge of Allegiance to become a United States citizen. I couldn't help but notice the irony when the naturalization pledge requires the new citizen to serve in the military, if required by law. Of course, Specialist Joe was standing there with his hand raised high and his National Guard uniform on. Now that was special. Specialist Joe and many others stayed in Washington to provide security for the inauguration of President Biden. What a great day for all Delawareans. In addition to the Washington, D.C. deployment, nearly 300 of our Delaware Guardsmen deployed overseas in support of our nation's defense this year. More than 100 Delaware Air National Guard recently returned home from their deployment in support of Operation Inherent Resolve and conducted flight operations for the Afghanistan evacuation mission. Master Sergeant Leslie Hamill and Technical Sergeant Elizabeth McCargo from the Air Guard's 166th Medical Group and the 142nd Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron risked their lives providing life-saving medical aid to hundreds of Afghanistan refugees while being flown out of harm's way during that final withdrawal from Afghanistan. General Barry, incredible service by our Guardswomen there. 52 of our Army National Guard soldiers from the 238th Aviation Regiment wrapped up a year-long deployment in support of Operation Joint Guardian, NATO's peacekeeping mission in Kosovo. And here at home, General Barry's troops were also key to the emergency response to Hurricane Ida, especially in the neighborhoods along the Brandywine River in northeast Wilmington. Our trucks and staff were critical to rescuing residents from their flooded out homes. All of this is in addition to the work the Guard has done helping us respond to the COVID pandemic. As I said, no job too big, no job too small for the Delaware National Guard. The Guard was instrumental in providing COVID tests and vaccinations to Delawareans across our state. In fact, it's fair to say that we simply would not be here today were it not for the efforts of the Delaware Army and Air National Guard. It's just that simple. And so, ladies and gentlemen, help me salute and thank General Barry and the men and women of the Delaware Army and Air National Guard. I guess it's no wonder when you think about the leadership the Guard has had over many years, which is represented today, Brigadier General Terry Wiley, civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army, Brigadier General retired Frank Ianni, Brigadier General retired Earl Jakes, and always the star of the show, retired General Frank Vavla, who has I'm glad you're not Adjutant General while I'm the governor. But you need to know that President Biden just reached out to General Vavla to serve on the Board of Governors of the USO. General Vavla, thank you for your continued service. Yesterday, as I mentioned at the top, I joined several of you at the funeral of former Governor Ruth Ann Minner. I was reminded, because I had forgotten, that it was Ruth Ann who, as governor, made Delaware one of the last states to have a retirement home for veterans. This happened after years of advocacy by the Delaware veterans community. I can remember coming to this event and events on Memorial Day and Veterans Day and hearing about the need for that facility. Ruth Ann made it her mission. In fact, she was so committed to bringing the veterans home to Delaware that she made sure it was built on land in Milford, her hometown, about 100 yards from her own house through the woods nearby. Ruth Ann's funeral also made me reflect on the passage of time. I'm thinking today about how when I first started coming to these events in the 1990s, we had an audience full of World War II veterans. Today, Korean and Vietnam War veterans are keeping us connected to our past. I'm thinking today, as I always do, when I'm in this place, about the service and sacrifice of so many Delawareans. The common thread, when you think about it, from one war to the next, from one generation to the next, throughout our history is a commitment to honor and self-sacrifice that represents the best in all of us. Thank you to all our veterans, and to their families, and to the active duty military, and to our National Guard for all that you do. May God bless you, and may God keep you safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Governor Carney. We appreciate your comments, sir. If you are able, please rise for the presentation of the colors by the Delaware National Guard, Joint Honor Guard, and our national anthem sung by Miss Laurie Christensen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing for the invocation done by Chaplain Andre Davis.
Please join me as I pray. Almighty God, today we pause to reflect and remember. We remember the history of our nation's warriors and give thanks for all of the service members who have sacrificed, fighting our nation's wars in pursuit of freedom, justice, and peace, not only for ourselves, but for many other nations around the globe. Lord, we thank you that these values which we cherish and defend are your values, and that you use the authority of our nation's great might, the power of our servicemen and veterans, to govern those who would do wrong in the world. This struggle for justice, it comes at a great cost to our war fighters and their families, both past and present. So we cannot but give thanks for those who have rendered and even given up their lives in support of the justice, freedom, and peace which we seek. Thus, we lift up our nation's veterans and their families to you today. Care for their wounded, provide for their needs, and protect them from harm. Give them your grace. Likewise, we ask that you would bless the leaders of our nation, the members who currently serve in the nation's defense, and all the families and children of our country. To you, our banner and shield, God who goes before us in all authority into all the world, proclaiming freedom from bondage and peace. These things we submit to you. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Davis. Everyone, you may take your seats. At this time, we would like to recognize our distinguished guests in attendance. The Governor of Delaware, the Honorable John Carney. Lieutenant Governor, the Honorable Bethany Long. U.S. Senator, the Honorable Tom Carper. Representing U.S. Senator Chris Coons' Kate Rohrer. U.S. Representative, the Honorable Lisa Blunt Rochester. Secretary of State, Jeff Bullock. Attorney General Kathy Jennings. State Treasurer Colleen Davis. Not here. State Representative Nnamdi Chukwucha. Did I do okay pronouncing that, sir? Okay. State Representative Paul Baumbach. State Representative Jerry. He's not here. State Senator David Sokola. Delaware National Guard Adjutant General, Major General Mike Berry. And of course his lovely wife, Brigadier General Karen Berry. She is the Director for Joint Staff for the Connecticut National Guard. Associate Director, Wilmington VA Medical Center, Kim Butler. Executive Director, Associate Director, Patient Care Services, Kathy Craig. Executive Director, Delaware River and Bay Authority, Tom Cook. Retired Adjutant General, Delaware National Guard, General Frank Vavala. Can I be your Sergeant Major, sir?
You are my Sergeant Major.
I have that honor. Retired General Terry Wiley. Our commissioners from the Delaware Commission of Veterans Affairs. We have a few. I was just handed this note. Thank you, Jennifer. State Representative Ramon. State Representative Johnson. State Senator Darius Brown. I missed our own Executive Director. Apologies, Josh. Our Executive Director, Delaware Office of Veteran Services, Joshua Maddox. Sorry about that. And we would also like to recognize our military leaders, our veteran service organizations, all of our family members in attendance, and especially our veterans in attendance. Okay, we are approaching the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month So we will prepare shortly for a moment of silence. I've got till 58. We also fail to recognize our Gold Star families and mothers who are in attendance as well. Y'all would stand. Thank you, everyone. Apologize for the awkward silence. We will pay due justice and respect. It is now the 11th hour on the 11th day of the 11th month. Please join me in a moment of silence commemorating the end of World War I. Thank you. That is a solemn moment. We are now honored to receive our Veterans Day messages. First, we would like to please give a warm welcome to Senator Tom Carper. And if I may say, sir, I know you're used to Chuck being up here, our previous chair. He is Navy. I am Army. Sorry, sir. He doesn't have hair, but I do.
I like to say, whenever I'm joking with my Army buddies or Marines or Air Force Coasties, different uniforms, same team. Let me hear you say that. Different uniforms? Different uniforms. One more time. Different uniforms. You bet. You bet. You're doing a great job. Mr. Fermani, how are you? Great to see you. I don't think enough nice things have been said today about Frank Vabola. What do you think?
We need to make a movie.
When I was your governor, I was privileged to ask John Carney to be our Secretary of Finance. He did a great job. We ended up with AAA credit ratings for the first time ever. Lisa Blunt Rochester read all kinds of things. Secretary of Labor and did a whole lot of others. And the other fellow that I nominated was a guy named, what was his name? Frank Vabola to be our Adjutant General of the Delaware National Guard. With a supporting staff that's gone. Even I look like I knew what I was doing most days. Not every day. Well, it's great to be here with all of you today. A special thanks to Jeff Willock, Vince McConey, everybody else who helps lead the team out here and making this possible for us. We're sitting up here in this row right here. We can look out across the distance and to see the trees changing colors. To take a look, just look out over there. It is just This is such a beautiful time of year, such a beautiful day. And we're here to celebrate our veterans and what they've done for our country and what they continue to do. One of the people who's almost always here is Chris Coons, our senator, and he was with a congressional delegation, actually the president as well, in a place called Glasgow, Scotland, for a gathering of over 100 different countries that have come together to take on one of the biggest challenges that we face on our planet, maybe the biggest challenge, and that is the climate crisis that's going on. Those of you who live in Delaware may know this. Those of you who don't may not. Delaware is the lowest lying state in the country. We're the lowest lying state in the country. Our state is sinking. The seas around us are rising. One of my best buddies in the Senate is a guy named John Neely Kennedy. He's a Republican with a Democrat name, but he's a great guy. And John Neely told me a couple of weeks ago, he said, in the state of Louisiana, they lose a piece of land in Louisiana every 100 minutes the size of a football field to the ocean because the sea level rise. Think about that. Piece of land the size of a football field every 100 minutes. We've seen, my wife's just been up. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. But anyway, we sometimes bad things happen in our country and our planet, and they divide us. Sometimes think of Pearl Harbor. They unite us. Think of pandemics. They unite us. Think of Think of 9/11. Think of 9/11, and they unite us. And think of this climate crisis. That's something that should also unite us. When I was over in Scotland last week, we had the opportunity to meet with Chinese leaders. We had the opportunity to meet with people from all over the planet. I spent some time with leaders from South Korea. Do we have any Korean veterans here? Let's put our hands together for them. We met with some folks from Korea, and they were there to talk about climate crisis and global warming. The question that I asked them was a different kind of question. I told them about my Uncle Ed. My Uncle Ed grew up in a house next to where we lived on Beaver Creek, just outside of Beckley, West Virginia, a coal mining town. Uncle Ed ended up marrying my mom's younger sister. And Uncle Ed, at the age of 21, became a Marine, trained, and went to Korea. And later on, he came home alive. Not everybody that he served with did. And he would tell me a lot, and didn't talk a lot about being over there, but when I was older, I remember talking to him about how he felt about the loss of life, the sacrifice of his comrades, and if he felt it was worthwhile. And when I spoke to the Korean folks last week in Scotland, I told them about Uncle Ed, and I said he went to his grave wondering if his sacrifice, that of his colleagues, was it worthwhile? And the tears came to their eyes. Tears came to their eyes, and they said, "Thank God for your Uncle Ed. Thank God for every Marine, Navy, Army, Air Force person who served over here. Because of them, we have a free country today. Because of them, we have a strong economy. And because of them, we have a future." I would say for those of you who've served and you wondered, was it really worthwhile? I just wish you could have been with me for that moment. Because it was, and it is. Much has been said already about our Delaware National Guard. A couple of weeks ago, Lisa, Chris Coons, Governor, the Lieutenant Governor, others, we gathered out at the Veterans Hospital for our Veterans Summit, something we do every year. We've done it for like 15 or 20 years. The Secretary of the VA was with us, Dennis McDonald. And we celebrated the great progress that we've made in providing health care for veterans in this state and in this country. There's a new parking garage. I don't know if you've been out to the hospital at Ellesmere. For a long, long time, it was hard to find a place to park. And today there's a new parking place, hundreds of parking places. You don't have to wait for anything. For folks who are veterans and you're down in Kent County, we have a new CBOC, a new community-based outpatient clinic. brand new, 3 times the size of the last one, 3 times the staff, modern technology, just all kinds of, with a huge focus, as we have in our CBOC down in Georgetown, huge focus, and also in Ellesmere, huge focus on mental health. How do we provide help in mental health? We have way too many veterans who are dying of suicide. We've got to do something about it, and one of the ways of doing that is the care that's provided in Ellesmere, the care that's provided in Georgetown, and the care that's provided in Dover, and the care that's provided by telemedicine. Telemedicine is a huge advance for us. I want to close with this. When we were at the Delaware, when we were at the VA hospital, we actually went outside, walked around, and we went into under a big tent. And under the big tent, there are folks that are getting vaccinations, and we have vaccinated literally thousands of veterans in this state through the VA. We have vaccinated the veterans, we've vaccinated their spouses, their family members, and the Delaware National Guard. You can't go any place in this state where the Delaware National Guard hasn't already been, providing vaccinations and helping to turn this around. Let me close with this. With respect, we've not seen a pandemic like this in 100 years. We've not seen an economy like this since the Great Depression. But there's a guy named Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky. Anybody? Any hockey fans here? A couple of hockey fans here? Yeah. Wayne Gretzky. People used to say to him, "Why are you such a great hockey player, Mr. Gretzky?" And he'd say, "I go where the puck will be, not where the puck is." And a lot of people remember Wayne Gretzky for saying that. Wayne Gretzky also, for me, he's famous for saying, "I missed every shot I never took. I missed every shot I never took." And there's a bunch of people in this state who've taken a shot because of the Delaware National Guard, the VA, and others. If you know somebody who hasn't taken the shot, who has not taken the shot, for God's sake, talk to him. Give him some advice. Give him some encouragement. You can save a life. And again, for all of you who have served our country, continue to serve our country, God bless you. This is Veterans Day. This is a day to celebrate. Wonderful to be with you. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Carper. Go Army, go Navy.
Go Army.
Please, now let's welcome Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester for remarks.
Governor Carney, Senator Carper, all of the elected officials, General Barry, General Vavala, to Commissioner Lopez and the commissioners, elected officials, most importantly, VSO families, friends, and veterans. I stand before you this morning, and of course I have a script written here, but most of you know I never follow the script. And this is a very... And as Senator Carper was speaking, first of all, I thought about his service and the respect that he deserves. And so I want to take a moment to have you put your hands together for Senator Tom Carper, who has served this state and has served this country and deserves our gratitude. Thank you, Senator. I also thought about Veterans Day and about the fact that Veterans Day is about the past, the present, and the future. It's about honoring those who have given their lives for this country and the families who sacrificed for us and who show up here every year that I've been here. You're called Gold Star because you are golden to us. Thank you. To those of you who are wearing many different hats, but who have served this country, whose names are also represented behind me, thank you. It's about the past. It's about the present. It's about our responsibility and our obligation to make sure that we support those who are serving today. Whether they are doing it like the National Guard and saving people from human disasters, to those who fight on the battlefield and protect us. And today, it's not just protecting us through arms, but through cybersecurity. It's a new day. Thank you. And it is about the future. It is about us making sure that we give you the resources, the tools, and that we prepare the next generation, which is why I love Frank Vavala so much. I'm gonna tell you, the reason why, I don't know about you, but every time, look, I'm getting tingle fingers. Every time I hear his name, I get excited. Don't you get excited when you hear Vavala? It just flows, Vavala. And so he's going to do the keynote. That's not my job. I just came to say thank you. He actually serves on our Service Academy board. And every year that I've been in Congress, I've been blessed to have his leadership. Every time something comes up, I can call Frank and say, what should I do? What should I say? And so today, my words are simple. I wore purple on purpose. I got a red, white, and blue mask because when you mix these colors, it's purple. And when I look at you in uniform, I don't see red. I don't see blue. I see America. And so today, I am here to say thank you, and God bless America.
Thank you very much to our powerful speakers so far. I would also like to welcome, for some comments, Attorney General Kathy Jennings.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good.
Thank you, Senator Carper. It's truly a solemn and sacred day today. And I am so honored to speak to each and every one of you. I want to thank the Delaware Office of Veterans Services, the Delaware Commission on Veterans Affairs, the Delaware River and Bay Authority, and everyone who brought us together today. And I especially want to take the time to thank our Gold Star families. We owe you everything. Always have and always will, each day of our lives. So as a matter of personal privilege, if you'll indulge me for just a minute, I was raised by a single mom. My dad took off before I was even born. I never knew him. He never paid a dime in child support. And we moved in with my grandparents in a very small house in the city of Wilmington. And that's where I was raised. My granddad was a Marine who fought on Okinawa in World War II. The first song I ever learned as a young child was the Marine Corps hymn, and I have never forgotten it. And I will tell you this, when he came home and after I was born and learned about his service, I worshiped the ground he walked on till the day he died. He taught me everything I knew. I actually called him Dad, and he raised me. His service to others was never done as long as he had family to take care of. I was also raised by my uncle, a mother's sister's brother, who went to Salesianum High School here in Wilmington, went to the University of Delaware, and then joined the Army. He served in Vietnam during the Vietnam War, and I worshiped him and always will. His wife is now buried in Arlington Cemetery. And emblazoned in my memory is a photograph that appeared in the Washington Post where my uncle, who needs a cane, now he needs a walker, got himself to her grave almost every day and sat down on his stool all by himself and prayed for her. I pray for him each and every day, and I pray for all of you. Thank you for your service. We can never repay the debt we owe you, but we honor you, each and every one. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, at this time, I would like to welcome Representative Nnamdi Chapucha for the reading of a poem.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I was thinking as a Army veteran, and like so many veterans here, I participated in many Veterans and Memorial Day services and parades. And there's an image in my mind that always sticks out, walking down Market Street in Wilmington. And I came home, this is maybe 95, 96. And to my left was a young man. He was just standing there with his father, and he saluted me. 5, 6 years old. But that salute meant so much to me after being away and coming home. It gave me a sense of, it gave me a welcome home that in so many ways I didn't receive. But it gave me an acknowledgement from my future that what I did, the service I provided, meant something. And today, this poem tries to embody what that young man gave me to all of the veterans here, and it's called We Salute You. On this 11th hour of this 11th day of the 11th month, we take the time to remember your sacrifice, to remember your service, and we salute you. When you stood for America, when there was no option to back down, from deserts to jungles, big cities to small towns, when duty called, you answered. We salute you, for it was your strength that made us strong, mobilizing around the world, combating what was wrong. It was your dedication and loyalty that gave us peace and trust. Now it is not your duty, but ours, upon each one of us, to answer the call and to stand tall, to give our thanks to those Gold Star families who gave it all. For those who returned, forever changed by unspeakable pain. For our wounded warriors, those with visible and invisible scars, we salute you. We salute your service before self. From our former generals to our privates, officers commissioned and uncommissioned, those committed to fulfilling America's mission, we salute you. For our services, for your services at home and abroad, during times of peace or during foreign wars, we commend your courage, for your heroism. In America's neediest hours, in conflicts known or unknown, we recognize your valor. We know that no medal or ribbon can truly acknowledge the sacrifices that you've given. You've given something that you could never, ever get back. And for that, we salute you. We salute for all you've invested in this nation. Through your sacrifices may never be fully understood, believe, and trust that we are grateful. It is our obligation to thank you for what you've done to push us forward as a nation, not just today, but every day, to show that we are forever grateful for the freedoms, for the privilege, for the very life that your sacrifices bore during peacetime or war, during tour after tour. Today, we salute you, and our gratitude is yours. It is the courage that you showed the commitment that you gave, the dedication that you displayed, that truly made this the land of the free and the home of the brave. We honor you because we are honored to be comfortably walking on the paths of peace that you've paved. It is you. It is you who gives us strength. You are the reason why. It is you who gives us strength to hold our flags high. To my fellow veterans, America's favorite daughters and sons, I salute you and say, a job well done. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very job well done. Leaders, thank you for recognizing our veterans and for your continued veteran support. It is an honor for me to introduce our keynote speaker. He is the first Delaware National Guardsman to achieve 4-star rank and one of the very few American service members to have risen from the rank of private to 4-star general. He recently received the State Chamber's Marvel Cup Award for his outstanding contribution to the country, state, and local communities. We appreciate everything that he has done and is still doing for our veterans, supporting veterans so many ways. Please welcome General Vavala. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Please, please, please. Please sit down. Thank you so much, my dear friends. It's great to be with all of you in person, and it's gratifying that you remembered this old soldier. You really honor me much, much more than I deserve, because it's not about me. It's about you, our precious veterans. I'm probably going to go off script, so that's probably going to throw a wrench in the works here today, but true story. I'm at Governor Minter's funeral yesterday, and a couple rows in front of me is the executive director of the Delaware River and Bay Authority, Tommy Cook, who's sitting over there. He's laughing now. He turns around to me and says, "Hey, did you get the news? We've changed the time of the event from 10:30 to 10 o'clock tomorrow." And I said, "Really? What's that all about, Tom?" He goes, "Well, we thought we'd need a half an hour for you to get your applause before you spoke." Thank you, Tom. You've given him fuel again, and you've given our Secretary of State, Jeff Bullock, fuel, because they always come at me about that. I love you guys. Thank you. Listen, I know it's been said already, but please, I need you to put your hands together and recognize the tremendous job that Sergeant Major retired Anna Lopez has done. Just in 2 weeks now, you know, when Chuck gave his letter of resignation, she's picked up the chairmanship of the Delaware Commission of Veterans Affairs and done a magnificent job, and she's my Sergeant Major.
Thank you, sir.
I also want to recognize an individual in the audience. He hasn't been with us before, but this is long overdue. There's a World War II veteran out there. He celebrated his 100th birthday about 2 months ago. He is a member of the Army Air Corps. Flew B-17s, 25 successful missions over Germany, Distinguished Flying Cross, and there's a book written about him called Ray from Annie Against All Odds. Ray, come on up here. Come on over here and say something. This guy is incredible. He's got more energy than the rest of us put together. 100 years old and still going. He is just the best.
To say I am touched is an understatement. I didn't expect this from this wonderful gentleman. I want to thank you for your accolade. I am honored just to be here among you. And God bless you all, and God bless our America. Love you all.
I know.
You're the best, buddy. Thank you.
Want to make a presentation here?
Right here, sir.
Right here?
Right here.
Oh, hi.
How are you, sir?
My pleasure.
For everyone that's all of our military folks, we all know the symbolism of presentation of a coin. It is a coin of excellence. So, sir, I hope I look I get to anywhere close to your age and look as great as you do, sir.
You'll do better.
Thank you very much, sir, for your service. And on behalf of the Delaware Commission of Veterans Affairs and Office of Veteran Services, I would like to present you with this coin, sir. It's a coin of excellence.
Oh, thank you. Do I get a hug?
He's always got to have a hug at it.
That was the best part. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray, for your service and sacrifice.
Thank you.
And I know you always have to get that hug, so
From you, too. Thank you. My
God bless you,
mentor.
my friend. He calls me his mentor. Can you believe that? Huh? You know, I got to tell you this story. Please take your seats. I'm an Ellesmere kid, all right? Grew up in Ellesmere. I lived around the corner from him. I played with his two sons. Never knew a thing about him. He was part of that generation that came back and didn't talk about their exploits. He came back and just wanted to raise his family and get on with his life. And I ran into him, I guess, about 5 years ago when Ellesmere was dedicating a Veterans Park and found out about his incredible story. And like I say, he's got a book out there. You need to read it. And it's authored by Mitch Hopel over there, who's collaborated with Ray on this. And it's a tremendous story. It's a truly great Delaware story. You know, he's lived in Delaware for only 95 years. And he lives in the same house that he's lived in since 1950. 71 years in the same house. He lives by himself, and he loves to have people come visit him. So please, you know, he's got a wall of fame over there. Ray would love to talk to each and every one of you. He's probably one of the most personable and energetic gentlemen that I know. Ray, thank you for your distinguished service on behalf of all of us. You are incredible. Well, Lord, it's all right to take me now, because I had the opportunity today to witness something that I never thought I would see in my life. I've been coming to these events for, God knows how many years. And today, you've heard each and every one of your speakers talk about the contributions of the National Guard. We have finally risen there. We are finally accepted as key veterans in our nation. It's certainly much deserved because of the service given. So that's one of the components. We're in there. We're there. We're part of the Veterans Force in the great United States of America. And I'm so happy to see, thank you, Governor, for emphasizing that, and all of our speakers for talking about the incredible, multifaceted job that the Guard has done over the past year, and certainly over the past 20 years since our involvement in the Middle East. So, incredibly, General Barry, all of you, your team certainly deserves all the recognition you've gotten today. Much more. You know, I'm looking at the watch, and I know you've sat there for a while, and you've heard a lot of speakers talk, and there's a lot to be said. And like I say, I'll probably throw a wrench in this thing if I change things up a little bit. But I think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to toss away the prepared remarks and just give you a little brief. You don't need to hear me speak. And again, it's not about me. So, first and foremost, our beloved Gold Star mothers and families, Governor Carney, our Commander-in-Chief, Lieutenant Governor Hull Long, our very supportive congressional delegation, all members of the state legislature who are here, other elected and appointed officials, our commissioners, and members of our military, my dear veterans, family, and friends. Let me just briefly say, today we pause to remember the sacrifices of all who have served and are still serving in the armed forces of our country. From one generation to the next, young men and women have willingly joined the ranks of America's service components. They were all aware of their obligations as citizens of the greatest nation on earth. They answered its call. They served and are serving the United States of America with courage and commitment, just as all of you did. For more than 2 centuries, America's best have preserved the liberty of our forefathers earned by their willingness to fight for it, whatever the cost. Our armed forces have a long and proud history filled with tradition and pivotal moments in service to our nation. They have stood firm against those who would deny basic human dignity to others. That's what we're principled. That's our core value as members of the military of this great United States of America. So today, as we should every day, we honor each of you, America's veterans, who serve so faithfully and so honorably. Through your sacrifices, you have secured for millions of others the blessings of freedom, democracy, and the unmatched opportunity that we enjoy in our United States of America today. So I say to all of you, have a safe and secure Veterans Day. You have our eternal gratitude. God bless each of you, your families. God bless our armed forces, and certainly God bless our great United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you so much, General Babla. We always love hearing from you. Very powerful speech. We appreciate you each and every day, sir. Okay, well, I don't know if you're ready to follow that. Our director, Joshua Maddox. I'd like to introduce our director, Joshua Maddox. He would like to please, oops, sorry. Am I on the right? Don't we have to do the wreath first?
Yep. Do the wreath first. Start here.
Yep. Okay. This was just in the
come
wrong,
back. Yep.
wrong spot. Okay. Apologies. We were at the wrong spot here, but now what we would like to do is transition to our Wreath Tribute. As we know, we have many veteran organizations across the state that don't just have veteran members, but we also have organizations across the state that support veterans in so many different ways. So at this time, we'd like to go ahead and do our wreath salutes, symbolizing our veterans. We've changed up the order a little bit as far as how we are doing the wreath salutes. This year we're just asking for you to stand and salute the wreath. So when I call your organization's name, you can stand from your seat and salute. Gold Star Family, Delaware Chapter. Gold Star Mothers, Incorporated. The Honorable John Carney, our Governor. The Honorable Bethany Hall Long, our Lieutenant Governor. The Honorable Thomas Carper, our U.S. Senator. Representing Chris Kuhn. Okay, sorry. The Honorable Lisa Blunt Rochester, U.S. Congresswoman. The Honorable Jeffrey Bullock, Secretary of State. Our Delaware General Assembly. Air Force Sergeants Association. American ex-POWs, Delaware Chapter 1, Incorporated. American Legion and Auxiliary Department of Delaware. American Legion and Auxiliary Department of New Jersey. American Veterans and Vets. Americans of Polish Descent Cultural Society. Association of the U.S. Army Delaware Chapter. Colonial Paralyzed Veterans of America. Delaware Commission of Veterans Affairs. Delaware Military Heritage and Education Foundation, Incorporated. Delaware National Guard. Delaware Patriot Guard. Delaware River and Bay Authority. Delaware Society Daughters of the American Revolution. Delaware Society Sons of the American Revolution. Delaware Veterans Incorporated. Department of Veterans Affairs Medical Center. Disabled American Veterans and Auxiliary Department of Delaware. Dover Air Force Base. First State Military Women Warriors. Fleet Reserve Association. A Hero's Welcome. Jewish War Veterans, Department of Delaware. Kamikaze Survivors Association. Korean War Veterans Association of Delaware. Marine Corps League and Auxiliary Department of Delaware. Marine Corps League and Auxiliary Department of New Jersey. Military Officers Association of America. Military Order of the Cootie and Auxiliary, Grand of Delaware. Military Order of the Cootie and Auxiliary, Grand of New Jersey. Military Order of the Devil Dogs, Pack of Delaware. Military Order of the Purple Heart. Military Order of the World Wars. National Association of Black Veterans, Delaware Chapter. Pilgrim Baptist Church Veterans Ministry. Purple Heart Riders. Scottish American Military Society, the First State Camp. Silent Service Motorcycle Club. Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War. The Reserve Officers Association of Delaware. The U.S. War Dogs Association, Incorporated. United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. United States Marine Corps. United States Navy with Navy Operations and Support Center. United States Coast Guard. United States Navy Cruiser Sailors Association. United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated. Veterans of Foreign Wars and Auxiliary, Department of Delaware. Veterans of Foreign Wars and Auxiliary, Department of New Jersey. Vietnam Veterans of America, Delaware. Vietnam Veterans Motorcycle Club. Warrant Officers Association, First State Chapter. At this time, if your organization was not called and you would like to salute the flag, please do so at this time. Or salute the wreath. Apologies. At this time, I'd like to call up our Executive Director, Joshua Maddox, this time, for some remarks, and then we will go into, starting to close the ceremony.
Thank you.
To begin with, I would like to acknowledge an individual who slipped in on us. His name's Representative Frank Cook. We saw him standing up in the crowd. If you could stand, please, sir. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, I know we're all here, and it's been a long one, but I'll try to make it as short as possible. I do not ad-lib. I read straight from the script. I want to thank the DRBA and my staff at OVS for putting this ceremony together. They have all put in countless hours planning and coordinating today's event. News broadcaster Elmer Davis once said, "This nation will remain the land of the free only so long as it is the home of the brave." It is one thing to be a veteran today. It is another to represent one of the best state veteran offices in the country. As an entire team of veterans, OVS treats every day as Veterans Day. We have the honor of supporting our brothers and sisters through many avenues, ranging from military service separation or retirement, to honorably laying them to rest in one of our state veteran cemeteries. Our staff loves hearing the thousands of stories, providing camaraderie, being a shoulder to cry on, and advocating for every veteran that walks through our doors. The past 20 months has changed the world in many ways, and with those changes came struggles, mentally, physically, and financially. We, as veterans, should be reminded of two things. One, your selfless dedication to serve your country and fellow Americans will never be forgotten. Whether you served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Iraq, Afghanistan, or even peacetime, you displayed a type of bravery only 7% of the U.S. will ever understand. Two, you are never alone. There is always a veteran brother or sister who would walk to the ends of the earth to ensure your well-being. Whether it is a veteran service officer, battle buddy, or a random fellow vet you meet while out, we are an unbreakable network of support for one another. Utilize it when you need it. Let's continue to make this land of the free by raising future generations to appreciate the sacrifices of those that came before them, and continue making this the home of the brave by accommodating every veteran from this day to our last. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director Maddox. Now, if you would all please stand as Ms. Christensen leads us in God Bless America.
As the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony for today. Again, we want to thank you for attending. And again, thank you to all of our veterans who have served. Thank you very much for your service and your sacrifices. And we hope that you have a wonderful remainder of Veterans Day.